Good morning, it's Joyful Christian Hermit. I'm gonna set the phone right there while I'm getting the pups their breakfast and maybe something for me. I do need to eat something, but I'm out of eggs, out of some stuff, and have to have the time and the energy to go to the grocery. So I'm realizing with all my fussing that it's my responsibility to help other people understand what seems to them a very bizarre and erratic life, inconsistent even, because they see me out working. This elderly, I'm elderly, but she's more elderly. This dear lady, Pat, Sean's grandmother, a man who helps me sometime, but he's been very sick, so I want to stay clear. I don't want to be sick for 11 weeks again. So anyway, his grandma, she came last night, and, people noticed, I saw it, I watched you out there. People do a lot of watching. I don't realize that. I guess I don't have to. I watch out my yard at, the nature and stuff, and see people walking by, but I'm not drawn to just like watching, I think I'm too busy and in too much pain maybe or selfish to put my efforts into watching others and speculating a whole lot. Although I've got into it a little bit, the more I am being done that, then the more I start to think, well, look at them then, I start to notice, well, they're not out doing much work or something. Or they were like next door, they were watching me out their front windows, the man and his wife, for 2 to 3 hours. She knew I'd been out there. She said all this, wanted me to, bless her heart, wanted me to have a water bottle, but she does that, just anything to get me to talk with her. And she knows we're not allowed to, we're not supposed to have communication. The police said just don't have anything involved with them. And my other neighbor has said yes, she doesn't, they don't interact with others, or she doesn't do this to other people. She just is sort of obsessed with wanting me to engage with her. But just the fact that you would watch someone working, but all it shows is they don't have much to do. They're bored. So, I have to factor that in. And, like Pat, she must have been out walking or something to watch me, to see me, that I was planting, standing up, leaning over, slight bend. I have to reach down, but thankfully I have these long arms. But yes, it hurts my back to do that. But since my knee replacement surgery was a failure 2 years ago, my left knee is like a chunk of concrete, and I can't get it bent I can get it bent a normal distance, but to really bend super much, to like sit on a low stool and have it bent like that is too painful. And to get down on it, somehow, I don't know if he cut my legs evenly, or it seems not, because they're off. He must have cut the upper thigh bone too much, because my knee seems higher on the left, and so it puts me off kilter, either higher or lower, I forget. Puts me off kilter, but just to put weight on that left knee is so painful. It's like raw nerves in concrete. It's just hard to describe. But so here I am trying to explain to her, why I plant that way. But why is she lives around the corner, and then they come up with all these things that they want to help me, bless their hearts. I've lived with this 41 years, and people wanting to find something to help me. And even Dr. H now, he's always trying to find things, not just for me, but for other people too. Since he's a psychologist, but he's gotten off into other areas since it always isn't psychology that will heal people, he very compassionate person, and I think since he's probably 79 now, 78 or 79 at least, 79, and he's cut back in his clinical work, like 3 to 4 hours, 3 days a week. So that's good. I could tell he's getting tired, and he plays golf. I think and he got engaged to his love, a new love. Well, not new. She's been with him for maybe 5 years now. Met her about 3.5 years after his wife passed, who was his soulmate. So that's good for his life and exciting, wonderful. They're not going to get married, but he wanted to have, I said, oh, it's so good to have that token, that signal, that for the woman, especially, that you're committed to her. And he liked it too. He says, yes, he says, that's why I did it. I don't need to have the marriage ceremony. I'm committed to this woman. I love her and all that. So that's good. But he's gotten into these things. It's a business he knows of the person, I guess, who started it. And I think he's in it financially too, to make money also. But I research, he's sending me these patches because he says, well, as a psychologist or a doctor, he doesn't want to be selling things to people. Well, so he's sent to try, at first. He's going to send these, and then the hope is that I'll like them and buy them. I can't afford them. They're called the super patch. And he's all taken up with it, and says it's a brain connection from a imprinted image on the patch that is imperceptible, but when you put it on, somehow the brain waves will pick it up. And they have like 10 different things. One is the peace patch. It will make you peaceful. Another one is wellness. He's sending me wellness, and he's sending me pain. Then there's one for victory. You feel victorious, I guess. All these different psychological elements. Well, I did research on it. Not had any medical testing. And what has been done is inconclusive that it works at all. It's considered a scam. And I thought it seemed very far-fetched. But, the brain is still open territory. I see what's going on with my brain barely. I'm starting to recognize. I listened to a video that I'd done a while ago. I got this notice from YouTube that this was a popular video, and find out why. Well, it was just it wasn't really even that much content laden. I was just talking about what was going on in my life back on Easter. It was Easter one. And I thought it wasn't of any import, really, to much of anything. And I repeated myself. It was as if I did not know I had already shared that information earlier in the video. My brain. So I'm aware of it, but not at the time. My memory issues are practically, very much present moment, like instantaneous. There I was repeating something that 5 minutes prior I had said. So I know the brain can do all kinds of things. Mine is sending nerve signals out, neurological, from my arachnoiditis, clumped nerves in the lumbar area, sending these variable signals and causing pain syndrome of some sort, just what arachnoiditis does, I guess. There's not much research on it because there's not enough people that have it that make the studies to get the money to do the studies for so few people. But I should get the courage and read the whole study on how it affects the brain. I read just part of it, and I really, emotionally and all, I didn't want to take in much more, because it's a lot to accept. And I don't know how fast this is going to do or go, or in what direction my brain will, how much memory will I lose? Will I get to the point that I won't even know what I'm saying while I'm saying it? It practically feels like that now. But I realize with my neighbor, she means well, and she's bored. She texted, "I'm up, I'm ready, anytime you are, let me know." Very kind. She's trying not to push. It's effort for her because she doesn't have a body full of pain. I finally got to sleep shortly after 4 this morning. I just couldn't get to sleep. Pain or whatever it is. Maybe it's part of the brain. Maybe my brain isn't signaling properly that the body's ready to sleep. It's nighttime. And Pat, the older woman, well, don't you sleep at the same time each night? That's what, I know you're supposed to go to sleep at the same time. It's healthier. No, I can't. I don't know when I'll be able to sleep or if I'll be able to sleep. Depends on the pain. So it's an anomaly to people, my situation is, and what I do seems different to them and they don't understand. And I'm trying my best to explain to people because they want to know, then they want to help. Like Dr. H wants me to do these patches that are, from everything I read, are just, waste of, and the side effects on them. I don't want those side effects. Nausea, headaches, the whole list of side effects from these silly super patches. But I guess for some people they work. I'm highly suspect that they are psychosomatic if they work. But I'm not going to try them. And I feel guilty about it. And he'll want to know, and I'll have to just make up something, I guess. I don't know. I don't want to take something like that when I'm on other medications. And I don't want to have any other side effects or risk any more suffering that I don't need it. But so I think I have to just really be understanding of others and patient with them and repeat it as many times as it takes to explain, like I had to this morning. I'm just getting up. I did not sleep until after 4. And this is how it is most mornings. She doesn't know. It can be 11 or noon before I can get up and get moving. And and feeding the dogs, I have to soak their food in hot water. That's the reason it takes me longer. They have a little routine. They're ready right now for me to take them out. Usually they'll do pee-pee first. Then we come in, they sniff around to their heart's content. Then they come in, they eat. Then they want to go back out to do their poo-poos, to be graphic. So anyway, I understand, just like with my daughter's special person, that she explained to me how he is probably had some dyslexia or something growing up, and he's a very loving person and sweet, sort of childlike, not childlike, I shouldn't say it that way, pure. Reminds me of my cousin Philip, the one who passed away when he was 18. Such a sweet soul. And this man is like that. But he has a block from his mother passing away suddenly. And he was very close to his mother and young when she passed away, fairly young. She had aneurysms, so he's got circumstances to be understood about him. So, and why he does things the way he does. And that's kind of like with me. I'm moving the phone now. We're gonna head out. I have that bag around my light up there just to keep dust from getting in it. Because it's a beautiful light fixture up there. It's of the same style, sort of contemporary as the little wall sconce, but this is big, and it's fun. It's a beautiful light fixture for whoever's going to be here. The morning has started, and I'm going to have to just repeat to people. I've done it for 41 years. I can do it forever if I need, to help them understand why I do as I do, and especially now I'm adapting myself. I have to accept all this, and like this morning I had the pain in my feet was back, and like blood flowing out, trickling out the bottom of my feet in bed, and I no longer lift up the sheets looking to see if there's really blood there. It's some kind of a reaction. And if people want to watch, and then I can see how they think, well, she's faking pain. She doesn't have a disability. When they see me out here working hard on, bending and digging to plant little trees, or digging, I fine-tuned the edge down here and put these little tiles in. This is what I've been working on. I had these little leftover tiles from a shower I did, from a shower or backsplash on the island. So I have those embedded down there, about as even straight as I could get them, and they'll be covered over when I get bark mulch down over these. But you see, I have different plantings now. It's going to come Tuesday now, the St. Michael the Archangel placard, but I'm going to lean it up, I think, right down here against that stone. And I have this little blue pearl Picea pungens right here. I'm going to try to get this. Some of my filming I don't get right on the plant, so you don't see it. And then this is a low to ground perennial. Isn't that pretty, with the little purple flowers? And then over here, now that must be that hole down there. I must have a sprinkler down in there or something, because it's made a hole there. I'll have to dig around and find out if they had one sprinkler down there, but I have a sprinkler head right here. Maybe the water from this sprinkler head is shooting down. Hope you can see that little black thing in the ground. That's a sprinkler head. So here is a sedum right there. That will spread eventually and fill in. This is a purple sparkler, it's called. This will bloom in the middle of summer. Bright yellow blooms of some sort, or creamy white ones. Here we've got a little puppy in the way of the camera. And then I thought this was a really unusual sedum right down there. Isn't that pretty? And that should spread and get to be a big mound there. Oh, here, I didn't show this little one in here. This one was one that I had overwintered. It was much larger. They had more larger, but this one survived. So it's in there, and I put a little circle of stones around it to protect it, so I could remember it's there. Hopefully I will. Not step on it or squish it. And this is a lovely one too. So, and they develop new. See, this has a little new offshoot to the side there. Sadly, Joan of Arc didn't overwinter. So when I go back sometime, this summer, I'll look to see if they have another Joan of Arc. This one is very pale. I just put those little petals down. They might develop little roots themselves. And then this little conifer here. Oh, I didn't show you this. This conifer down here, I think this one might be, oh, this is a Pinus parviflora miniature. And trying to remember the name of it. It's had a pretty name. Yeah, Taionishiki. So most Pinus parvifloras are longer needles and larger, but that's a miniature. This one here is Dumpy. This is called Dumpy. Don't you love the name? And what kind is it? These all can take full sun. This is a Picea abies. So that's a Norway. What you would call a Norway spruce is Picea abies. And this one's called Dumpy. And then here's this sedum. This one will spread faster. So I might put some tiles across if I don't want it going down in the other side. I don't know. I don't mind things intermingling. I'll just wait and see as it goes. I don't know how fast these will grow. Might take 2 or 3 years. And this one is a very pretty one. So, and this is, let me see, is this the, oh yeah, this is the Pinus mugo, Minima callus. It's a mugo pine, but a miniature. Most mugos have, longer needles also. And this is pretty. This is rather luminous here. It has a name. So, let's see what it's called. Gold nugget right there. I gave them a little water to get them started. They don't need much, like maybe once a week. But I also had the sprinklers going, so we see how, other than down at the other end, these don't get water from my sprinklers. This is where the sprinklers are further out. And so this is a pretty bright, lovely bright yellow. This is lovely. It's already got some streamers going out, tendrils. This was one I just stuck in there because it had overwintered, but not in a solid chunk. So hope that grows. This I thought was lovely. I think that might be. I've been doing the sign of the cross when I pass the 2 men's houses. I try to do it 3 times as I go by on each house. This is just a different kind of a sedum here, and this will enlarge. But isn't that unusual? Just with the long stems. And then this is the low-spreading sapphire nymph, cedrus. It's the low-growing. It'll spread. It's a spreader. And this one is different. I put it here so it might stand out a little more if it's surrounded by other things to sort of bring the focal point in on it. It's very sharp. It's like a sea creature with maybe an alligator, or crocodile, or something. And then I went ahead and planted this in here. It will get to be a big clump. My mind is going, it's a beard tongue, and that'll get a big clump, but that's a nice bright chunk of color, and that will grow and stand up when this starts spreading. That will spread right around it, and I'll end up probably eventually, if I live long enough, I'll have to move this little one someplace else, maybe down closer to the sidewalk, depending on how this spreads. So, and then I get into this area over here, of which I'm not particular. Those are just generic hostas over there, and they're fine, but I have more exciting things now to put over there. Some flowers perhaps will be nice. So that's good. Hello, good morning. Come on, puppies. Come on, let's go. And so I have this spot here that I had planted something before, but it died. And actually it was one of these. Delphinium was in there before. But I like the delphinium coming up out of this. I can't think of the name of this now. Plant the dark purple leaf. They usually have green leaves, but that's what I have to accept. At least doing this helps me work on trying to keep my brain active. This isn't Alzheimer's and it's not dementia. It's neurological, so it's something that is more unknown. That's why I'm going to try to get my gut strong and my stamina to read what I have to read and know more about what's going on with the brain. I can take it. I mean, it's just a matter of adaptation, transitions, and unexpected ones. So isn't the new growth on this beautiful? I like that. And this one might go emerald green in the summer. We'll wait and see. So this is coming along. But there's other, things over there. Some of those are salvias that came up again. And I might switch some out to get more varied colors. When I got the salvia, it was end of season last year, and I got them on discount. And I was tired, I just plopped them in. Wherever, I just stuck them in, so I can rearrange this year. Well, look, I just dabbled some manure around over here. Let's see if I dare say that hemlock back there is looking a little healthier just from the manure I just dumped around. Somebody's got my neighbor has a sprinkler problem down there. It's got a pool of water. I think I have some like that too that I need to pay attention to and figure out. So I've got little spots over here to develop, and I put a red garden bench back in there. When my grandson comes, he can carry that around. Looks like that clematis has got a lot of buds ready to bloom on it back there. And this one is sort of, aging, getting toward the end of its bloom, getting a little yellowed, and hopefully we'll have some more up here as it grows and thickens up, but the ones down lower are pretty much staying there for now. So, back in that corner is where I'm going to put Silas Marner. And I'm going to start on this today. Get the dogs fed. I'm hoping to start by noon. I had told my neighbor 11, but it's going to be a little later probably by the time the dogs eat and I get them back out. Mercy's already done her morning duty, and maybe Lovey has while I was busy talking and showing things. We can go over here and see some of these roses that are blooming. I haven't planted them yet, obviously. Silas Marner is still blooming more, has more buds, but this one's really showing. This bronze star, it's called. I'll think of a holy name for it. Well, bronze star's okay. I can make holy out of that. And then this is golden celebration. So this I'm going to have for the Trinity. And this is a David Austin rose, so it will have wonderful scent. Strong scent. It's supposed to be strong scented. Oh, yes. Yes, that's great. Great. And this one is not a David Austin, but it's supposed to be more purplish pink. I'll see when it blooms. If I don't like it, I'm going to take it back. But as they call, it all adds up. And so I finally heard back from Father Vincent, and he's okay. He can take the money on Monday or Tuesday even, so I'll get to the bank on Tuesday when they open. Amerifort English U. I need to look that up and read these dogs love echinaceas, and because it's an herb, technically, echinacea is. So they love that. This can take more full sun, but I'm going to baby this Regenhold because it's special. It's special. It is a Pinus parviflora, but I had one 2 years ago and it died. So, because I had the sprinkler man, I paid him to check all my sprinklers. I'd had the surgery. This is getting ready. This will be glorious when this clematis blooms. It's just all over. It's thriving there. So, this is it. Heading back in. God bless you all. It's up to the person suffering to be patient and kind and understanding and explain, no matter how many years you must explain, and help people understand. Oh, there's no cure, there's no this. know that, but kindly and explain why we do as we do, because they don't understand, and obviously I stand out to them, and they wonder, why is she planting like that, and why doesn't she do it an easier way? Then they want to tell you the easier way, not realizing that of course we would do it the other way, the normal way, if we could, or we would sit on a low bench if we could, or we would, on and on. But they don't think of that. So we're really not only, it's part of the suffering. It's part of the suffering. It goes with it. Goes with the territory. And we must accept it and do with grace. And suffer it with grace, patience, kindness, and incessant repetition. So for each person, because I'm just amazed at how many people watch and then lovingly want to help, I guess. Most of them do. So, well, except the HOA men, they're taking a different tactic, but hopefully my neurosurgeon's letter will explain to them enough that at least they won't doubt. But it gets a lot to just keep explaining. Even my neighbor, I had to explain again. She thought I would be up early, and I didn't realize. She doesn't know I'm not up till 11 or 12 and going, so it's unusual to be in peak form. Dogs. They love people and they bark to let it know, and then that scares people. Well, I'll stop yapping. You get the point. I'm getting the point finally.